Hi, guys. What's up?
I want to start congratulating you, but I don't know where to begin. So, congratulations on the AMA nomination. Is that a good place to start?
I guess so.
Congratulations on the new album. Congratulations on having the song of the summer with the Chainsmokers.
Crazy.
Okay, can we keep going? All?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible. It's been an incredible past year, and I'm so grateful of all the support that I've received, and just excited to see what's next. Really.
Talk to me about your album and your writing process for it.
Yeah, so this album was written in the past year and a half or so. Same co-writers that I worked with for Hideaway, actually. I've been working with. They're like family to me. They're my team. And so we found, I was on the road a lot this past year, but we found dates here and there to just get in the studio and really buckle down. And this album was really fun for me to write. Like, I had a really good time with it, especially because it was the first big project that I've ever done, and the first time that I've really collaborated with other people and other producers. We worked with a lot of new producers on the album, so it was really fun for me, and I'm so happy that it's now out in the world.
And to go into your background a little bit, you're the real deal. You're a classically trained musician. You've started playing piano when you were how old?
3.
Okay, yeah, I think we can safely say you know your music. How did you get into music to begin with?
Well, I mean, it just started then. I was 3 years old. My sister was 5 at the time, and she wouldn't do anything unless she made me go for it first and everything. She wouldn't do anything unless I did it. And so, my parents wanted her to start doing lessons, and then she was just like, no, Grace has to. And so, yeah, so then I started at 3, and I don't know how I, even had the diligence to sit down on the piano at the time, but I stuck with it for a while, and that's what's helped me out so much. I did jazz piano for a little bit, and then I did guitar, ukulele, did saxophone in school. So music has always been a huge part of my life.
When did you first start writing songs?
I started when I was 11 or 12-ish, but not on a regular basis. It was once a year or something like that. And they were really, really cheesy to begin with. As I feel like most people's would be at 11 years old, but it was music speaks to me or something like that. That was my first song ever. And I was
You're the tortured preteen
yeah,
at that point.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't even remember what it was about. It was just my love, my passion for music. So very cheesy.
Now, for Sit Still Look Pretty, what were your main inspirations?
I mean, I pull from so much. I like to listen to a lot of different genres, a lot of different artists. So I think the main inspiration for Sit Still Look Pretty was kind of an electro pop world. In that world, I listened to a lot of EDM, a lot of pop music, a lot of indie music too. So it's kind of a blend of the three of those. And people Tolo, Banks, that kind of world was really intriguing to me. So I wanted to kind of, and electronic music is kind of becoming more popular now. And I've been listening to it for a while. So it was exciting for me to work with new producers and make some cool sounds on it.
How did you come up with this being the first single?
This, after Hideaway, we kind of looked at the rest of the EP, and it was only a 6-song EP. So this was my absolute favorite song in the EP, and maybe on the album even. But I just love the message. I named the album after the song, so it clearly means a lot to me. And I love the message in it. I love how it makes me feel. It makes me feel confident and empowered and everything. So I hope that it makes others feel the same way.
I mean, it's the best message ever, that you take control and you do what you want, and no one puts you in a box, and no one tells you, shut up and play by the rules, right?
Right. Yeah, it's just about being your own person, not being an accessory for a guy or anything like that, and really, pursuing what you want to do in life and not feeling restrained or limited to being a certain way or acting or looking a certain way. It's just about kind of that girls can do anything that guys can, and likewise, guys can do anything girls can.
And I know we're talking backstage. I love that you view yourself as a feminist.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that has such a negative connotation, and I don't know why, honestly. It blows my mind that people will hesitate to call themselves feminists, even guys, because it's literally just about the equality of both genders. It's just about, us girls and guys both having equal rights. So I totally believe in that, yeah.
Now... Your song has resonated so much, Sit Still Look Pretty. Do you view yourself as a role model?
I mean, I hope to be. Yeah, I think that since I have a platform, I should definitely use it for good. And I think that if I inspire others, that's amazing. Like that's incredible. But these are songs that relate to me, and that's where kind of I pull from. I write from the heart. So it's only my hope that people can also relate and love them too.
And I have to ask you about the Chainsmokers. That song was just everywhere. What went through your head when you first heard it?
I loved, like, at first listen,
Amazing.
I just fell in love with the song, and they have written it, they sent it out to a bunch of different people, and basically I heard it once, just absolutely loved it, wanted to work on it, and it was my first, like, opportunity for a collaboration, and you know, Hideaway wasn't where it ended up being, like, it wasn't really going up the charts or anything yet, so it was exciting for me, and I was, you know, so excited about the prospect of working with them. I was a fan of their music, so that, I mean, we went to the studio together, knocked it out, and I'm so proud of the way that it's been received by everyone, and I love the song.
And do you dance to it when you hear it?
I mean, in the back of the Ubers, I'm like, hey, it's cool because I never like hear my song on the radio. It's just mind blowing every time. Like it's so crazy. It never gets old for me. Or never gets any less crazy every time. So yeah, it's been a great song, and I never get tired of performing it either. Especially with the Chainsmokers too. Like it's always an adrenaline rush, just like coming out on stage. We did Coachella together, which was incredible. It was so much fun.
Well, I follow you on social media, and I love your banter back and forth with those guys. So
yeah, they're like big brothers to me, basically.
You guys clearly have a good relationship.
Yeah.
How did you know that this album was done? What was your inner voice, so to speak, that said, this is it?
I mean, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so like I'm always like wanting to, you know, do more. I don't know, just go further with everything. But I think at some point everyone was like, okay, no, like we have to put something out. So it was like a mixture of me being, I mean, I love the songs and I'm really comfortable with them. So it was a mixture of that and people telling me like, okay, we should get this out by like a certain date, blah, blah, blah. So we worked on it though for like a year or so straight, like a couple months. So I'm really happy with all the songs on it.
You should be. It's a really good album.
Thank you.
And I've seen your live performances. I watched them online. You, for real, sing. That's very clear.
I mean,
and what's your favorite song to perform?
I really love performing Back to Me. It's this slower piano ballad on the album, and it's the only one on the album that's like that. But that's like where I came from. Like I came from just playing the piano and singing. Like I grew up doing like Adele covers, Amy Winehouse, Sarah McLachlan, like stuff like that. So that's like my comfort zone. And it was weird for me at first to like get up behind the piano and perform otherwise. But now I love doing both. But especially Back to Me, everyone brings their lights out, and it's just a cool moment for me.
How did you get comfortable performing away from the piano?
Just practice. Honestly, like you can work with as many people as you want, and you can take in as many lessons as you want, but I feel like in the end for me, like what helped the most was just doing it over and over and just forcing myself to do it over and over again, and like watching myself a lot. So I would record myself and then watch it and kind of see like what it looked like, what I wanted it to look like in the end. So it was just a lot of that, and I think this past year has helped me so much because I've literally traveled every single day, been in a different city every day, doing shows and everything. So it's definitely been helpful to my.
You probably don't have time to worry about it at this point. You just have to get out there.
Yeah, I literally like exactly. Like it's just taking it one day at a time at this point.
How do you stay sane given your touring schedule?
I don't. And
you seem pretty sane back there.
I mean, I guess like I surround myself with really great people. Like I love my team, and my mom travels with me. Sometimes my sisters travel with me. So, and my friends. So it helps to have people that you're comfortable with you on the road, supporting you and loving you, and not really like forcing you to be someone that you don't want to be. So yeah. I mean, music is my passion. So I love doing this. It doesn't even feel like work to me.
Yeah, it's like you're getting to live your dreams, so what's there to complain about, right?
Yeah.
What's been your most surreal celebrity fan encounter in terms of someone who's come up to you and said they absolutely love your music?
I don't know. That's a hard one to think about. I think, let's see. I think like really, really early on, oh wait, who was it? Really early on, I hadn't done any shows with anyone, and then all of a sudden I was thrown into this like radio show with with Tori Kelly, and she's so talented, so incredible, and like I admire. She's someone who can sing, and it's almost like stupid how much talent she has. So she like we met for the first time, and then like the next time she was like, oh, like I listened to your song, like I really like your stuff, and I was just like, my
hello,
queen, yeah.
And
but that was like the first encounter that I ever had, so I was like. Just straight out of high school, like didn't know anyone or anything about the industry, and she was really cool.
That's amazing that you have accomplished this much. I mean, seriously, come on, guys, give this lady a hand. Like she has.
So.
Now you're blushing. Sorry.
What?
I said now you're blushing. And you're doing the Jingle Ball, which is a massive, massive, massive honor.
Oh, I will be. Madison Square Garden. That's
Madison Square Garden.
I'm literally like peeing my pants, like thinking about it. Like that's crazy. That's a dream of mine. But is anyone going to the Jingle Ball? Hopefully, yeah, maybe.
I mean, that sells out in like 2 seconds.
Oh yeah,
so.
that's true. That's true. It's probably already sold out. But
are you nervous? Are you like? How do you feel about it?
I mean, I'm just excited more than anything. I feel like I've rehearsed for so long and I've been on the road for so long that I'm comfortable with it, and I just view it as another opportunity to get out there and perform, which is what I love doing. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And I know that to work off energy, you actually enjoy exercise. Apparently,
do I enjoy exercise? I don't know if I enjoy it. Do I do it? Yeah, every once in a while. I actually have been really bad about it on the road because I like barely have time to sleep. So it's been difficult. But I used to run in high school and I ran cross country and track. So I tortured myself, basically.
What is your pre-show ritual? Let's say you were performing tonight at MSG.
So I mean, it's not too specific. I have like this vaporizer thingy, this steamer that provides moisture for my throat that I always just sit over for like 20 minutes or so. And then I do a bunch of warm-up exercises that are really obnoxious and high-pitched and annoying, but they're good. They help me out a lot. And then I drink tea, a lot of honey. I take like honey shots before I go on.
Ooh, you're living like the wild and crazy life. Honey shots.
Honey shots. Yeah, no, I get like little honey packets, and I'm just like, yeah. It helps.
I'm sure, right? Because you have to. It's your
gives
instrument.
me a buzz.
Is there an artist out there that you're really wanting to collaborate with next?
So many. I would love to collaborate with so many people, but I think Chance the Rapper more than anyone. I love his music, and I think he's so talented, so that would be a huge dream of mine.
What kind of song do you think?
What kind of song? I mean, I think like a good, or I don't know, like a good, I think it'd be cool with like a reggae-ish song, reggae leading song, and then have his verse come in. I think he can. I feel like his voice is kind of flexible. Like he can really like transform it to fit whatever genre. So I don't know.
That's actually a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Who do you think are your biggest influences?
So many people. I think Amy Winehouse was a huge one vocally early on. I just love her like rawness, her uniqueness, and soulfulness. So I listened to a lot of her, a lot of Dido, a lot of Alanis Morissette, and like in the early days when I was trying to develop my voice, my sound, and they were huge influences for me.
And do you have a lot of songs left over for the next album, or are you going to start fresh?
I think I'll probably start fresh because I feel like albums are like a good look into what your life is at that moment. And so I think that in the future, I'll want to just start completely clean slate, just like, because it doesn't make sense to be using songs from a year or 2 years or 3 years ago when you can't really relate to them anymore. You know, different things are happening in your life. So I think I'll just start fresh.
So if each album has a flavor, what's the flavor of this one?
The flavor?
If you had to encapsulate it.
I feel like it's like a Sour Patch. Because it's like a little bit of sweet, a little bit of sour, like sassiness. But yeah, I would say Sour Patch. Yeah, I love Sour Patch Kids.
I love that so much. How did you celebrate when it first came out?
We had an album release party in LA. So all of my co-writers got together, all of my just family and people on my team who have been supporting me. I'm on an independent label, so there aren't too many of us, but we're really hard workers and we're really passionate about it. And it was the first time that like we could breathe, literally, because we've just been going, and it was just fun to like hear the songs that we created together and just dance all night long.
Take a breath, do a shot of honey, and let it rip.
Do a shot of honey. Lots of honey shots that night.
And let's go to our audience, please.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So I just wanted to know, what was a song that you listened to that you kind of made up your mind, like, oh, I want to be a singer and I want to create and write, stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a hard question to pinpoint it on one song. I would say, though, let's see. The first song that I played on the piano and sang to was Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles, and I love that song so much. Even now, like, that's one of my favorite covers that I've ever done. And I was like 9 or 10 or something like that, and that was really what made me want to become a singer and a performer.
Next question, please.
Hey, girl. Thanks
Hi.
for being here.
Of course.
I was wondering what your songwriting process is like. Are you like come up with the melody first or the lyrics?
Yeah, that's a good question. I usually do melody first because I love like the music aspect more than anything, and that's where I come from, just a musical background. So I'll think of the producers will come into this session with a track made or whatever. We'll go through the tracks. I'll think of some melodies, and then we'll kind of brainstorm lyrics going from there. I'll usually have like a concept to go with the melodies, but then we kind of further it with lyrics from there.
And we have time for one more question, please.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm wondering how you made the jump from playing piano and doing covers to being hooked up with like other writers and producers. Like, how did you get there from the beginning?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I kind of did it very differently than a lot of people out there right now. A lot of people came from like TV shows or like social media or something like that. But I literally had like 200 followers on, like, not even on Twitter, and like no one knew who I was at all. No one cared really. But I just I had this connection through my voice teacher in Pittsburgh, that's where I'm from, with this guy out in LA, and he invited me out for a songwriting session, and we wrote Hideaway during that session, but it was originally supposed to be songs that we would pitch to other artists, or like we weren't really sure what we were gonna do with them, but then Hideaway really resonated with me, and it was just kind of like the perfect fit, and so we just took it from there. It's crazy. Yeah, it was pretty crazy, and it's still crazy. It's still like I can't wrap my head around it.
Well, I think it's a really good testament that talent wins out in the end, and your album is out.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now.
It's out right now.
And I know that you're touring, so where can we find your tour dates?
I'm going to be touring next February through next March, and this will be my first headlining tour, which I'm super stoked about. But you guys can look online, theofficialdaya.com, or at Daya. I posted it a little bit ago, and you guys can get tickets. Tickets are on sale now, and yeah, I think I'm coming to Irving here. Yeah. So
Clearly you got fans here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.